reflected on last season, and we looked at, okay, what can we do better? How can we strengthen ourselves to help deliver that manufacturer title for Hyundai this year? And really, after finishing first and second in the championship, I couldn't really ask much more of the team or our drivers. So what we needed was more bullets in the gun. So many highlights from last year. You know, a couple things that stand out to me were the win at Mid-Ohio.
And look at this in TCR! Brian Herder Autosport sees the checkered flag first in TCR competition. What a run!
And then closing the season with a win and finishing first and second in the championship was amazing.
Oh my God, thank you guys! I can't believe it!
So the championship last year with Michael and I, you know, we celebrated that and really enjoyed that throughout the fall. And then as we rolled into winter, it became clear that, well, that was in the past and now we have a new year ahead of us.
After winning the Drivers' Championship with Mark last year, which was something so special, and I'll remember forever, he's a good friend and an awesome racer. You know, hearing the phone call, on the phone call about the driver change was for sure surprising. You know, Brian switching up the lineup, it kind of keeps us on our toes. We can never be too comfortable and therefore always be on the attack, always be ready.
One of our big concerns going into this season adding a third car is making sure that we added drivers that were going to fit in with what we already had here.
I knew Brian from my years in Indy Lights. I raced against his son Colton. At the end of this last season, Brian sent me a message saying that he would love to try me out and see how I did in one of his cars. And obviously I have no experience in sports car racing.
Brian just really blew us away. A front wheel drive car, closed fender, closed wheel car, all new to him, and he was immediately right on the pace.
My history with Brian Herder Autosports, he won the Rookie of the Year for the Indy 500 as well as the Sunoco Rookie of the Year award for the entire season. I've done 4 Indy 500 since then, but this will be my first full season in IMSA.
I had a lot of experience working with Gavin Chavez. He was an obvious candidate right from the get-go. I feel really excited about that 33 car. They're going to make us better. They're going to push our 21 and 98 guys really hard this year.
We've come into this season with basically a 5-car assault, 3 cars from Brian Herder, 2 cars from 47 Motorsports.
I'm a 2018 Winter Olympian in alpine snowboarding, and I kind of grew up racing. Yes, there's a satellite program and the factory program, but we're one big team, right? We're out here to try to win a personal championship and a manufacturer's championship.
We've added really experienced people, we've added good people, and I feel like we've only made ourselves stronger. We're going to be formidable. I wouldn't want to have to race us.
Mark Wilkins and Michael Lewis were split up.
This season, 5 cars. It just shows for Hyundai how important it is to win the 2020's Manufacturer Championship.
Yeah, so we qualified second on the front row. Really just going to try to be keeping it clean for my stint and give Mark a great race car and see where we are after that.
All right, bud, got you loud and clear. This is the fun part. Let's go do this.
A big draft and move into turn 1. We're going to see that all race with these cars lined up so close in speed and lap time. The draft is going to be big and when to time it.
Audi, Hyundai, Honda, all in the one threesome right there.
He's doing it right, he just needs to settle in. He'll be fine.
You're doing a really good job. We've settled in pretty nicely here on the pace. Let's just hang with those guys and take care of those tires as best you can.
Look at this fight going on here. The 33 of Ryan Norman from Indy Lights to IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge Racing. He said that took some getting used to, but he's looking just fine.
I'm gonna take a spacer out of the rear when we put you in. I think the car's just too tight.
They have grown so much with this Hyundai program. They are now 3 cars here, plus they have a couple of satellite operations.
Good job, Mason. We're loving the show. Focus forward now. Head down. You're doing a great job.
He just needs to stay on the brake pedal a little bit longer. He's just kind of releasing the brakes and try to roll too much speed at apex. Oh, that was a little bit argy-bargy there to start the season.
The Hyundais have come to play in 2020. They are here en masse, and there are 5 in the field, and 3 of them are in the top 4 positions. That's not a bad way to start the new racing year, AJ.
I think this is exactly what Brian Herder Autosport were looking for when they brought more cars to the party this year in terms of getting those big points.
Be careful, look for safety vehicles, so we want to get back around and get to the tail of this pack before we have to pit.
It's now a Hyundai 1, 2, 3 with Ryan Norman, Mason Philippi, Harry Gottsacker.
But how about Ryan Norman? First time in a sports car race, by far the longest stint that he's ever done. The open wheel, road to Indy veteran. His races maxed out at under an hour, over 2 hours. And how about this? He drove to the lead. This is his first driver change.
I was keeping the tires nice and cool. Didn't want to overdo them. And Audis are super fast on the straight, so I just had to kind of wait until their tires fell off a little bit and I could pass them in the infield. But man, they were sucking up on you, so it was very hard to keep them behind on the straightaways.
The nature of this track, we run a lot of time at wide open throttle on the banking, and so it really puts top speed at a premium. Our car excels in braking and in cornering, and there isn't enough of that here for us.
Yeah, try and keep pressure in tips, and we think he's trying to draft the safe fuel.
This is where the Hyundais are strong. Late in a stint, they're a little bit better on tires than the Audis. It seems like we see a great run off of turn 6 there, but we know how strong the Audis have been on the straightaway.
10 tires and fuel.
10 tires and fuel. I'm putting that one back in.
Yeah.
That's right, he's a lot faster right now than us. Just tuck in there, try and push him if you can. We think he's really tight on fuel. We're not convinced he can make it.
I think he needs to try and make a move into this brake zone. You can see him trying to work Simpson over a little bit.
He's going to try to undercut him again here off of turn 6, get that drive. This time Steven Simpson a little bit smarter with it.
Us. This was their type of track. You know, if we go back a year, we didn't finish with either car. Here we finished 4th, 5th, and 6th. All the guys came out of the car with a smile on their face. And Ryan came up to me and said, "It's the most fun I've ever had on a racetrack." We got points with all the cars. All the guys did a great job. We led some laps. I think it's a great start to our season.
I'm confident that as we transition out of Daytona and go to more of a twisty handling track, we'll show which car has the better balance.